Let me ask you something, and I want you to be brutally honest with yourself right now. What's the one thing you've been putting off? That dream, that goal, that version of yourself you know you're capable of becoming. Now here's the real question. Who's actually stopping you from going after it? Is it your boss, your family, the economy, your past failures, or is it you? Because here's a truth that's going to sting a little, but it's also going to set you free. No one is stopping you except yourself. And today, we're going to tear down every excuse, every limiting belief, and every self-imposed barrier that's been holding you back. By the time we're done here, you're going to see clearly that the only prison you're in is the one you've built with your own hands. And if you built it, you can tear it down. So let's get uncomfortable, let's get real, and let's finally break free. You know what's fascinating? We live in a time where there's more opportunity than ever before. More access to information, more tools, more ways to learn, grow, and build the life you want. Yet so many people feel more stuck than ever. Why is that? It's not because the world is holding you back. It's because you've become an expert at holding yourself back. And you've gotten so good at it that you don't even realize you're doing it anymore. Think about it. How many times have you had an idea, felt that spark of excitement, and then immediately talked yourself out of it? I'm not ready yet. I don't have enough experience. What if I fail? What will people think? Sound familiar? Here's what's happening. Your mind is designed to keep you safe, not to make you successful. Your brain's #1 priority is survival, not growth. So every time you think about stepping outside your comfort zone, your mind floods you with fear, doubt, and every reason why you shouldn't do it. It's not trying to hurt you, it's trying to protect you. But protection and progress don't live in the same neighborhood. The enemy isn't out there. The enemy is the voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not experienced enough. The enemy is the story you keep telling yourself about why now isn't the right time, why you need to wait a little longer, why you need one more credential, one more sign, one more guarantee. But let me tell you something that might shake you. There will never be a perfect time. You will never feel completely ready, and you will never have all the answers before you start. So if you're waiting for the fear to go away, you're going to be waiting forever. I want to tell you about Sarah. She's not a celebrity or a billionaire. She's just a regular person like you and me. For 15 years, Sarah worked a job she hated. Every Sunday night, she'd get that sinking feeling in her stomach, dreading Monday morning. She dreamed of starting her own business, something creative, something that mattered to her. She had the idea, she had the passion, but she never started. Why? Because Sarah was really good at stopping herself. I'll start when I have more money saved. Then when she had the money, I'll start when the kids are older. Then when the kids were older, I'll start when the economy's better. Then when the economy improved, I'll start when I have more time. Do you see the pattern? There was always a reason to wait, always a logical, rational excuse for why now wasn't the right time. And you know what? Every single one of those excuses made sense. They were valid, but they were also just stories she told herself to avoid the one thing she was truly afraid of, trying and possibly failing. Then something happened. Sarah's company downsized and she lost her job. At 52 years old, she found herself unemployed with bills to pay and no backup plan. She was terrified, but something else happened too. She ran out of excuses. With nothing left to lose, she finally started that business. And guess what? She struggled, she made mistakes, she had sleepless nights and moments of doubt. But within 2 years, she was making more money than she ever did at her corporate job. More importantly, she was happy. She was alive. She was finally the person she always knew she could be. Now, Sarah looks back and asks herself one question over and over. Why did I wait so long? And here's the part that breaks my heart. She didn't have to wait. She could have started 15 years earlier. She could have had 15 more years of living her dream, being fulfilled, being free. But she stopped herself. Not her boss, not her circumstances, not her responsibilities. She did. So let me ask you, what's your version of Sarah's story? How many years have you already lost to waiting? And how many more are you willing to lose? Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but you don't understand my situation. I have real obstacles, real responsibilities, real limitations. And you're right, you do have real challenges. But here's the question. Are those challenges actually stopping you, or are you using them as reasons to stop yourself? There's a massive difference between a real obstacle and a convenient excuse. And most of the time, we've convinced ourselves that our excuses are obstacles. Let's get specific. Maybe you say you don't have time, but do you watch Netflix? Do you scroll social media? Do you spend hours consuming content that doesn't move you forward? I'm not judging you. I'm just asking you to be honest. Because the truth is, you don't lack time. You lack priorities. We make time for what matters to us, period. If it's truly important, you'll find the time. If it's not, you'll find an excuse. Maybe you say you don't have money, but do you have a smartphone, internet access, the ability to learn virtually anything for free on YouTube? There are people who started multi-million-dollar businesses with less than $100. There are artists who created masterpieces with whatever materials they could find. There are entrepreneurs who built empires from their parents' garage. Money is a resource, yes, but it's not the deciding factor. Your resourcefulness is. Or maybe you say you're too old, too young, too inexperienced, too unqualified. But let me tell you about Colonel Sanders, who started KFC at age 62, or Vera Wang, who entered the fashion industry at 40, or Mark Zuckerberg, who built Facebook at 19, or Malala Yousafzai, who became a global activist as a teenager. Age is irrelevant. Experience is overrated. What matters is whether you're willing to start where you are with what you have. The real question isn't whether you have obstacles. The real question is, are you going to use those obstacles as stepping stones or as excuses to stay exactly where you are? Here's a hard truth that you need to hear. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a product of your decisions. Now, before you get defensive, hear me out. I'm not saying that life is fair. I'm not saying that everyone starts from the same place. I'm not saying that some people don't face significant hardships. What I'm saying is that regardless of where you start, you have more power than you think. Every single day, you make thousands of choices. What to think, what to focus on, how to spend your time, how to respond to challenges, whether to give up or keep going. And those choices, compounded over time, create your life. You might not be able to control what happened to you in the past. You might not be able to control every circumstance in your present, but you can always control your response. And your response is everything. Viktor Frankl survived the Nazi concentration camps, one of the most horrific experiences imaginable. He lost his family, his freedom, everything. Yet, in the midst of that suffering, he discovered something profound. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. If someone can find freedom and meaning in a concentration camp, what excuse do you have? I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm trying to wake you up. Because as long as you see yourself as powerless, you will be. As long as you believe that external factors control your destiny, they will. But the moment you accept full responsibility for your life, not blame, responsibility, everything changes. Responsibility isn't a burden, it's liberation. Because if you're responsible for where you are, that means you have the power to change it. So let's talk about what's really going on here. Why do we stop ourselves? What's the real reason behind all the excuses and the procrastination and the self-sabotage? It's fear, plain and simple. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, fear of being exposed as inadequate, fear of not being enough. And here's the thing about fear. It's a liar. Fear tells you that you can't do it before you even try. Fear shows you every worst-case scenario and convinces you it's inevitable. Fear makes mountains out of molehills and turns possibilities into threats. But here's what fear doesn't tell you. It's also a compass. The things you're most afraid of are usually the things you most need to do. The goals that scare you the most are the ones that will transform you the most. Fear doesn't mean stop. Fear means pay attention. This matters. Think about the last time you did something brave. Maybe you had a difficult conversation. Maybe you took a risk. Maybe you tried something new. Do you remember that feeling right before you did it? That mix of terror and excitement? That's the feeling of growth. That's the feeling of becoming more than you were. And do you remember how you felt after? Proud, relieved, stronger, alive. That's what's waiting for you on the other side of your fear. But you'll never get there if you keep stopping yourself. Here's a hard truth that you need to hear. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a product of your decisions. Now, before you get defensive, hear me out. I'm not saying that life is fair. I'm not saying that everyone starts from the same place. I'm not saying that some people don't face significant hardships. What I'm saying is that regardless of where you start, you have more power than you think. Every single day, you make thousands of choices. What to think, what to focus on, how to spend your time, how to respond to challenges, whether to give up or keep going. And those choices, compounded over time, create your life. You might not be able to control what happened to you in the past. You might not be able to control every circumstance in your present, but you can always control your response. And your response is everything. Viktor Frankl survived the Nazi concentration camps, one of the most horrific experiences imaginable. He lost his family, his freedom, everything. Yet, in the midst of that suffering, he discovered something profound. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. If someone can find freedom and meaning in a concentration camp, what excuse do you have? I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm trying to wake you up, because as long as you see yourself as powerless, you will be. As long as you believe that external factors control your destiny, they will. But the moment you accept full responsibility for your life, not blame, responsibility, everything changes. Responsibility isn't a burden, it's liberation. Because if you're responsible for where you are, that means you have the power to change it. So let's talk about what's really going on here. Why do we stop ourselves? What's the real reason behind all the excuses and the procrastination and the self-sabotage? It's fear, plain and simple. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, fear of being exposed as inadequate, fear of not being enough. And here's the thing about fear. It's a liar. Fear tells you that you can't do it before you even try. Fear shows you every worst-case scenario and convinces you it's inevitable. Fear makes mountains out of molehills and turns possibilities into threats. But here's what fear doesn't tell you. It's also a compass. The things you're most afraid of are usually the things you most need to do. The goals that scare you the most are the ones that will transform you the most. Fear doesn't mean stop. Fear means pay attention. This matters. Think about the last time you did something brave. Maybe you had a difficult conversation. Maybe you took a risk. Maybe you tried something new. Do you remember that feeling right before you did it? That mix of terror and excitement? That's the feeling of growth. That's the feeling of becoming more than you were. And do you remember how you felt after? Proud, relieved, stronger, alive. That's what's waiting for you on the other side of your fear, but you'll never get there if you keep stopping yourself. Let me leave you with this. There's a version of you that already exists, not in some distant future, but right now, waiting. A version of you that took the leap. A version of you that stopped making excuses. A version of you that faced the fear and did it anyway. A version of you that's living the life you dream about. That version of you isn't luckier, isn't smarter, isn't more talented. The only difference is that version made a different choice. That version decided to stop being their own worst enemy and started being their own best advocate. The gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't as big as you think. It's just one decision, one moment of courage, one step forward when everything in you wants to step back. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel ready. You have everything you need right now to take the next step. Maybe not the final step, not the big leap, just the next one. That's all it takes. One step, then another, then another. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize you've traveled miles. You'll realize that the person who was stopping you no longer exists because you stopped stopping yourself. So here's what I want you to do right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. I want you to identify one thing, just one action you've been putting off because of fear, doubt, or excuses. Maybe it's making that phone call, starting that project, having that conversation, applying for that opportunity, taking that first step toward your goal. Once you've identified it, I want you to commit to doing it within the next 24 hours. Not perfectly, not when you're ready, just do it. Messy, imperfect, scared. Do it anyway. And when you do, you're going to feel something shift. You're going to prove to yourself that you can. You're going to take back your power from fear. You're going to stop being your own obstacle and start being your own champion. Because here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to give you permission. No one is going to make it easy. But also, no one can stop you except you. And if you can stop yourself, you can also free yourself. The door to your dreams has never been locked. You've just been standing on the other side, convincing yourself that you can't open it. But you can. You always could. You just have to reach out and turn the handle. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to spend another day, another month, another year standing in your own way? Or are you finally going to step aside and let yourself win? The choice is yours. It always has been. So choose wisely, choose bravely, choose today. Now go, get out of your own way, and show the world what you're really capable of. Your life is waiting, and it's time to stop stopping yourself from living it.